I want to share my appreciation for the good work of this committee. Thank you, Chairman Murray, Ranking Member Burr, for your commitment to reauthorize CAPTA. When I think about those things that we as lawmakers should be working every day to address, it is in the area of child abuse, domestic violence, these areas where, again, it's such a dark and really awful part or reflection of what continues to happen in our society. A couple years ago in 2019, I spoke at a HELP markup as we were reauthorizing CAPTA then, specifically voicing my concerns that the proposed reauthorization did not go far enough in ensuring that there was equitable resources for tribes and tribal organizations to help build capacity to respond to child abuse and neglect within their own communities. Our statistics are just awful. Nationwide, American Indian and Alaska Native kids are overrepresented in foster care at a rate 2.7 times greater than their proportion in the general population. So this means that although American Indian and Alaska Native children are just 0.9% of all children in the United States, they're 2.1% of all children who are placed outside their homes in foster care. In my state, between 40 to 60% of all the children in our foster care system are Alaska Native, but our Alaska Native population only makes up about 20% of the entire population, so it just proportionally, it is just an extraordinary problem. And of course, with COVID, we've only seen that exacerbate the problem with the stresses that families have been experiencing. We've seen a significant uptick in cases of abusive head trauma, serious physical abuse of children in our hospitals. But where we are today with this moving out of committee is again significant in helping to address just these concerns and disparities. Again, I want to recognize the good help of the HELP committee leadership for including so many of the provisions that I had proposed along with Senator Warren in our American Indian Alaska Native captive bill to support Alaska Native and American Indian communities. These provisions include an increase to the dedicated tribal set-aside for funding to 5%, up from 1% after overall CAPTA funding increases. This is really going to help the communities in dealing with abuse and neglect and helping as we're trying to move forward with innovative models in our tribal communities. We talk about the problem a lot. Our tribal communities, however, have felt oftentimes that it's a lot of talk and not enough action. And so having the political will to be able to provide them with the resources that they need to stop this cycle of trauma and abuse is what we must do. So thank you for your leadership with this. We got a lot of work to do for all the right reasons.